What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. Today we have Soul Control for Yu-Gi-Oh's GOAT format. Before we get into today's video, if you guys like GOAT, Edison, Tengu, Hat, we have literally every retro format here. That's all we're into. And yeah, subscribe for more, like the video, we appreciate you. Yeah, so today we have Soul Control for Yu-Gi-Oh's GOAT format. It is has a lot of the same cards as the Monarch deck, because we are trying to control our opponent with Soul Exchange, which is what the deck's named after. But it's not the complete same deck list. That's not atypical of GOAT format anyways, to have completely different decks, but with a lot of the same cards. With the card pool so limited, we try and be as creative as we can. So this is Soul Control. This card is completely different, by the way. So the first one straight out of the gate is going to be 3 Blowback Dragon. This guy is going to help keep the pressure up on our opponents. It says, once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls, toss a coin 3 times, and destroy that target if at least 2 of the results are heads. So he's going to help keep the pressure up, and he's a 2300 beater in his own right, so not too shabby. Soul Exchange one of their cards off, potentially pop another. Just free little twofer, because you can't attack already the turn you activate Soul Exchange, so might as well try and get some more value by popping something. Next up, as a part of the control, because in our regular Monarch we only play 2 of these, but the control one we're playing 3. We're playing 3 Thestalos for that hand control. On summon, he discards a card from your opponent's hand. If that card is a monster, you're going to do 100 damage times the level of the monster, so that's good. Next up, we're playing 2 Mobius to help keep that back row away, those pesky back row cards. This one pops 2 spell traps on summon. Insanely powerful card in the format. With no Starlight Road until Edison, this just feels so safe summoning. Next up, we have 2 Grand Marg. So notice we're not playing Zaborg in this build. This one hits set cards, so that's a little better for us because we hit back row or monsters. And the monsters we're mainly concerned with anyways are going to be flip effects, so if it's face up, not as much of a concern. And finally, for the last single tribute, we have to play him, the single copy of Jinzo. Jinzo shuts off all traps in the deck, so that's huge for our control factor. So these are going to be our single tribute control monsters for Soul Control. Next up, we only have 3 more monsters in the whole deck. We're playing a tiny little Sinister Serpent package. We're playing 1 Tribe, 1 Abyss Soldier, and 1 Serpent. This is going to help just keep cards cleared off the field, help clear out some pesky monsters if needed, some discard fodder. We do play Metamorphosis, so potentially get 1,000 eyes off that. We play Creature Swap, so tons of implications with Serpent. And that's it for the monsters. If you guys have different monster lineup that you would recommend playing for Soul Control, let me know down below. If there's something I'm totally missing, let me know. If you'd play that second Abyss Soldier, let me know why. And yeah, let's get on with the spells and traps. By the way, this is a SOD first edition copy of Mobius, which is pretty cool. We got a first edition RDS Thestalos. Beat to hell, but still a first edition copy. Okay. For those deck-specific stuff, we are playing the 3 Soul Exchange Magic cards. They're all out of Starter Deck Yugi. This card is important to know what it does. It says that you contribute 1 opponent's monster after playing this card. You have to target that monster on activation, though. But you skip your battle phase that turn. So you get to target it. You get to use it as tribute fodder for that turn. That's not just for the tribute of a monster. That could be a tribute for anything. Anything that requires a tribute, you can tribute it off. Next up, we are opting to only play the 2 Brain Control. Brain Control is a sometimes better Soul Exchange because you can take it, attack with it, or you can take it, tribute it, and still have a battle phase. But it doesn't always work. Soul Exchange is able to hit those face down cards, which we really like in GOAT format because that can get rid of those problem flip effect monsters like Spy, Moth, Assailant. So Soul Exchange is better because of that. Next up, we have 3 first edition Starter Deck Joey Scapegoats. I think that's pretty cool. For GOAT format, we're trying to keep the cards nostalgic. These are going to help give you... These things cannot be used as tribute for tribute summon, but we do have a way to kind of get you there. One is Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis can get us into another monster, being those Thousand Eyes Restricts. We could suck up a monster and then tribute off the Thousand Eyes to get something over it. Or we can do Creature Swap. Creature Swap is good because we can give them one of those tokens, and then we can take their monster and tribute over their monster. Or it's just good defense because sometimes we need to set up our plays or wait for the right time to push. You can be very conservative with this deck because we have so many defensive cards, so we can tribute off their stuff. So you can just start letting them build up their board. Once these guys hit the field, it's pretty much GG's. This deck is actually pretty strong. I'm not going to lie and say it's tier 1 to you, but it could win. It can for sure win. Next up, we have Nobleman of Crossouts, just to help with that control aspect, keeping things cleared off the field. And finally, we get to some of the best cards of the deck, cards that are in every single deck in GOAT format practically. We have Trinity. We're playing Pot, Graceful, and Delinquent Duo because they're extremely free. Duo happens to be control cards, so that's great for us. Him paired with the Stalos can get you 3 cards in 1 turn. It's kind of nasty, to be honest. Once you pass it over, they're heavily down in card advantage. Next up, we have the Heavy Storm. We're just playing that for our back removal. We're opting to not play True Nades or MST because we are playing the Mobiuses and the Blowbacks. So we'll just play the single most impactful one. It's limited to 1, so you can't play more than that. Next up, we'll play Premature Burial. I really like this in this deck because we have so many big monsters that you can bring back, and also because we're playing Abyss Soldier and Tribe Infecting Virus. Well, this is only for Mobius, right? Because it has to be a water monster, but this can be anything that you discard. You can discard like a Blowback and then bring back Premature. You can discard a Jinzo, bring back Premature. So the fact that we get discard cards and then bring it back right away is pretty nice. Just a cool little thing to remember. Next up, we are playing 3 of the best traps in the format: Ring, Torrential, and Mirror Force. Nothing much to really say about them, kind of standard. Ring does do more damage than most decks can do with him normally because we play so much bigger monsters. We got the Call of the Haunted for the same reason that Premature Burial is good. Call of the Haunted could be good for that same reason. And finally, to solidify that control aspect of this deck, Soul Control, we're playing 3 Solemn Judgment. If all else fails, we have the Old Man that says no, so this can help us do a lot of damage. We don't really need defensive traps past the normal Ring of Destruction and Mirror Force because our monsters are so big. They're all over 2,000, so the likelihood of us getting attacked is a lot lower than in most decks. Obviously, they're going to have to get out that BLS. Otherwise, there's just not many monsters in the format that are bigger than the Monarchs. The Monarchs are bigger than a Chaos Orc. Like, you have to banish with him. So, all the Warriors are smaller. All the Chaos Turbo monsters are smaller. It's literally just BLS, so... and we're probably going to Solemn Judgment that. But alright, guys, if you have any changes, let me know down below. Again, if you like Edison, Tengu, Hat, we also do that here. Any other formats you want to see, let me know. And we will see you in the next one. Peace out.